gold and make losses. They are not a difficult market. They expose the crass incompetence of GoldBod's management and misaligned policy of the government. No serious institution loses this much money by accident. This is what happens when an untouchable few are handed the nation's gold with no one watching and no one willing to ask questions. 3 million cedis, 10 million cedis, yetumi frɛ wɔ iyoko. Na wakɔda hɔ na yɛse fa ejapadeɛ a asumboɔ fa branch ya ma obe. Na ne GoldBod for be de abɛyɛ ho. Tio me ba o, we de sa 22 billion losses here. Almost GoldBod aboki. And then who bail?
First, nowhere in the under-referenced IMF reports is GoldBod accused by the IMF as having caused the losses reported to have been incurred by the Bank of Ghana under the domestic gold purchase program. I challenge Afenyo Markin to point to any page, paragraph, sentence, phrase, or punctuation mark in the said reference reports of the IMF where the GoldBod was accused by the IMF as the entity responsible for losses incurred by the Bank of Ghana. In summary, ladies and gentlemen, what the IMF report states is that Bank of Ghana incurred losses through the sale of gold under its domestic gold purchase program of $400 million in the year 2024 and $1.7 billion in the year 2025. And that the 2025 loss of $1.7 billion was as a result of, I'm quoting the IMF verbatim, the scaling up of the domestic gold purchase program, not incompetence or mismanagement. According to the IMF, that loss was as a result of the scaling up, the expansion of the program. Afenyo Markin's continuing antics, and I want you to listen to me very carefully here. Afenyo Markin's continuing antics must therefore be seen for what they are: a desperate smear campaign by persons who have specialized in sophistry and political blackmail in pursuit of selfish ends. These are devious extortionists who will come at you with lies to tarnish your reputation in the hope that you will fold and settle for what they call, quote, compulsory arbitration and oil their palms. Well, this time around, they found their own target. There's been a call for a parliamentary probe, and I've already stated on public record that I'm waiting with bated breath for Afenyo Markin's invitation. And I don't know why he's delaying and holding press conferences when, as minority leader, he can get the Public Accounts Committee to summon me tomorrow or today, and I will appear. I saw him dabbling in some confusion about standing orders of parliament and the fear that the majority may oppose a call for a probe into this matter. Well, I have, in all humility, reached out to the new majority leader in Parliament, Honorable James Agaga, and I've pleaded with him that even if Afenyo delays in extending this invitation, he should extend the invitation to me. And I'm ready to come tomorrow. You don't need any special motion. You don't need any special order by the Speaker. Just get Public Accounts Committee to invite us and come and sit down there and come and demonstrate to the whole nation where the GoldBod made losses or how the GoldBod is to blame for losses made by another institution. We are waiting for.
GoldBod needed to penetrate the market. There were already established relationships. The Indians were providing money. The Chinese were providing equipment. The Turkish, they were all providing resources for Ghanaian miners in exchange for the gold. Now you set up a GoldBod and you want GoldBod to win the market. How did they do that? They've not offered any support.
All right. Hello guys, today we bring you another fresh episode from Afenyo Markin's controversial attacks on Sammy Gyamfi and GoldBod, which left a lot of Ghanaians talking and bashing him left and right. Today, Ivan J. Innocent has finally joined the debate and exposing a lot of rust that occur under Afenyo Markin's leadership as chairman of Ghana Water Company and ECG, which no one talks about or which no one has dictated or said he will end up in prison for a number of years that no one can tell. He said a lot of things when he stormed Prime, and we bring you details right here on PENDREAM TV. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Hit the notification bell, like, and also share to other members to watch as well. This is the only place we bring you the gist, the latest gist, and nothing but the latest. Don't miss out. Just subscribe.
My name is PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV, dear, see them, yopo.
So that's Dr. Stephen Manteal also sharing his thoughts on the matter. But you heard from Sammy Gyamfi and the others as well. Ivan, here we are. The whole controversy around the losses becoming quite a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, brother, I'm not sure there is any controversy because the issues are quite plain. Depending on how you approach it, because I am not sure anything has happened. You see, this whole domestic gold purchasing program initiative was launched somewhere in September 17, 2021, and it came at the back of economic hardship, difficulty, because all the fortunes were draining down. We had to resort to several other options. That was why the government of President Akufo-Addo came out with this particular initiative. At the introduction of this particular policy, the fundamental point was that this wasn't for profit, but rather it was for some policy engineering, just to ensure that we shore up our reserve and at the same time being able to get gold for oil. So at the first year, it was gold for oil initiative that was launched. And because of the arrangement and the fact that it was not meant for profit, the first year that the program was launched, which is 2022, the state incurred a loss of 74.4 million Ghana cedis. Then the following year, 2023, then the gold for reserve component came in, and then so it had two legs. We have the gold for oil and then gold for reserve. The same approach, the same phenomenon, everything happened. At the end of 2023, the state incurred a loss of 1.3 billion Ghana cedis. Blessed, I want you to take note of some of these things. So 2022, there was a loss of 74.4 million. 2023, there was a loss of 1.3 billion Ghana cedis.
Okay.
Then we went to...
Why are you ending at...
No, I'm making a point. You see, I just want us to understand this whole thing so that at least we can
continue
make some
the
progress.
Figures. I want you to
so 2020, I have mentioned 2023. Yes. So 2024, similar arrangement, gold for oil, gold for reserve. The state incurred a loss of 5.6 billion, which translates into $400 million as reported in the recent IMF report as of 2024.
Can we talk about 2025?
Exactly. So the 2025, the same arrangement, the same modality, the same thing. Then we incurred a loss of 22 billion. 22 billion, which translates to 1.7 billion. So if you look at the trajectory,
which translates into
1.7 billion
US dollars.
Yeah. That is the 22
which is
billion.
Far more than 400 million.
Exactly.
US dollars. Okay.
Then you begin to ask yourself why this huge disparity in terms of the numbers. If you go to the IMF report, they will tell you how much gold, because the Bank of Ghana scaled up 2025 and bought more gold. So the more you buy, the more the debt will be widened. And the IMF also teased out 3 reasons for this whole debt. First one was...
Loss. Don't call them debt.
No, okay, the loss.
Yes.
The first reason was the rate at which Bank of Ghana was buying. Because, you see, if you go to the gold market, they buy at the forest blue rate. But Bank of Ghana will go and buy at the same rate, but when you are translating into your document, you have to do it at a bank reference rate, which will definitely where the losses will come. And again, Bank of Ghana's arrangement with off-takers, that comes with also some exceptions, and those are the areas. And then when the gold are bought, you know, their gold door has to be refined and then, get the purity. That also incur some expenses. So it's the confluence of all these arrangements that has given rise to the loss. So as we speak here, there is a loss that can be established. There is no debate about it.
Okay, so there's a loss.
There's a loss.
Okay.
So my point is that this whole arrangement is a Bank of Ghana's arrangement. And there is this deliberate attempt to just take the whole thing and insert it on GoldBod, because GoldBod was only replaced with the PMMC was replaced with GoldBod. So the same losses that PMMC was incurring in the previous years, that is the same thing GoldBod did. And the GoldBod was only acting as an intermediary. So there is a clear distinction between the operations of Sammy Gyamfi's outfit, which is GoldBod, and that of Bank of Ghana's operation, which the GoldBod is only acting as an intermediary.
That is if you are looking at it in relational terms. Yeah. There are two sides of the coin.
Okay.
You just, and I was happy you brought that up.
Yes.
There's the sales part.
Yes.
There's the local or domestic trading part of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The sales part, you are giving that to Bank of Ghana.
No.
And then the losses from the GoldBod side, you are also attempting, and just hold on so that I ask the question so you come through, so that I get you clearly. Okay. You're also attempting to impugn that even when it comes to the domestic trading part,
yes,
GoldBod should still give their losses to Bank of Ghana.
No. You see, Bank of Ghana's gold purchasing arrangement is totally out of line of this whole conversation. Yes, they have a separate line of gold buying. What we are discussing, what is in focus here, is the facilitation by GoldBod for Bank of Ghana. That is a separate line. That is why GoldBod is able to audit its finances at the end of the year and make profit in 2025, because it's a separate line. And you see, people try to muddy the conversation. So
where's the separate line? There's a business link here we're talking about.
Yeah, there is a business link because GoldBod is being financed by Bank of Ghana
the point.
To purchase gold.
Yes.
That gold is delivered to Bank of Ghana. And then
it came at a cost.
At a cost.
Yes. Yeah, who's incurring that cost?
No, I'm saying that the originator of that particular policy is Bank of Ghana. Sammy Gyamfi's outfit has its own operation. No, don't confuse the issues. But GoldBod is buying gold.
Yes.
For itself.
Yes.
For its operations, which Sammy Gyamfi has made profit.
Yes.
And at the same time acting.
Made profits out of what? There's a context to it.
No, the audited. No, you see, the audited GoldBod account by Auditor General, they had 5 billion in assets in terms of profit, and then in this particular line, in this particular arrangement with GoldBod, with Bank of Ghana, there is a loss. So you see, until you break that,
this is where a lot of people have had challenges with me throughout the week, because I've been seriously
because people are confused.
Okay, so can I explain now? Can I explain my question? Maybe people will get me.
I have the time.
GoldBod wasn't incorporated up until March, right? Yes. Or April, thereabout.
Yes.
Between January and April, which institution was trading in this loss?
No. You see, the point is that the PMMC's operation was inherited by Bank of Ghana.
So you're talking about inheritance?
No, I'm saying that. So if I take you back to 2022, I mentioned loss. 2023, I mentioned loss. Did anybody reference PMMC? Did anybody reference PMMC? Nobody referenced PMMC.
There's a business link. So if you're making a loss, it goes without saying that you are the one buying.
Did anybody reference PMMC? But why GoldBod now? Because GoldBod today is only a substitute.
Yes.
Working as an intermediary agent for Bank of Ghana.
If I can quote Afenyo Markin, he was express in talking about the leadership at GoldBod.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
That includes an individual.
Yes.
And perhaps that's where Sammy Gyamfi has an issue.
Yes.
But Sammy Gyamfi, right? And you see, so I just want you guys to deal with it. I mean, I'm being dispassionate.
Don't worry.
The leadership includes Sammy Gyamfi.
Okay.
Sammy Gyamfi was initially appointed as chief executive of PMMC before GoldBod. Before GoldBod's incorporated. Are you telling me that he doesn't have any supervisory role over PMMC at the time?
You see, this whole operation is not within the exclusive realm of Sammy Gyamfi.
I get that.
With the DDEP arrangement.
Yeah.
Because even if you read the document that has been thrown around, do you know the heading? It is lessons from Ghana's domestic gold purchase agreement by Bank of Ghana.
That process was not terminated up until March or May of this year.
So, no, I am not disconnecting.
There was a political transition.
No, I am not disconnecting. I am not disconnecting the two. I am saying that the operations as inherited was continued, and the trajectory as has been incurring the loss has been extended to this particular one. But there must be a clear distinction between what GoldBod core mandate is and its intermediary role as a buyer for Bank of Ghana. I think this explains it. There is a clear Sammy Gyamfi's outfit
could have vetted the losses by virtue of being CEO of PMMC, isn't it?
No. You see, that particular operation is for Bank of Ghana, because all the debt in question sit in Bank of Ghana's books.
If I give you money to purchase an item
for you,
that fiduciary role, you're playing it.
Put it this way: you give me money to go out there and buy water for you. Whatever you do with the water is your own business. That is what is happening.
But in the case of Sammy Gyamfi, he's a public officer.
Yes.
And he must be mindful of how he expends or uses state resources.
No, but they told you that component DDP, I don't know, that domestic gold purchasing program, that arrangement is a policy intervention to shore up our reserve and to get more gold for export. Do you understand? That is separate from the operations of Sammy Gyamfi's outfit.
Yes.
So he's only acting as an intermediary. That is why all the debt are sitting in the books of Bank of
Sammy
Ghana.
Gyamfi said during his press briefing that the GoldBod should be credited for the CD stabilization.
Yes.
And I asked this question earlier this week. CD stabilization is a fiscal or macroeconomic decision which the BOG is responsible for.
Yes.
If you are claiming the credit...
No, he's not claiming the credit.
Oh,
this is the point.
I'm quoting him for you.
And he will say that because the trading that his outfit has been engaging in, when the money returns, it goes to Bank of Ghana's account. That is our international reserve. So solving it,
and GoldBod doesn't take any. But he says when it comes to the credit, give us the credit because we help to stabilize the CD.
The credit.
You are telling me that the credit should go back to the Bank of Ghana.
The credit is in relation with his outfit and what he does, and the return of that particular money into Bank of Ghana's.
Okay, so we should credit
Ghana's financial reserve.
So we credit Bank of Ghana.
But he's saying that his operations, distant of this domestic gold purchasing agreement, has brought in a lot of inflows. That is why I don't know whether you have.
So then you cannot link it to the losses then, if it's distinct.
It's distinct because that is why Sammy Gyamfi has consistently maintained that his outfit made profit. Because if the two are tied, there is no way he could break that even. It means that his operation is quite distant, and this operation has started under President Akufo-Addo's time till now. It's a separate intervention aimed at policy intervention.
He perpetuated that in 2025.
No, but I'm saying that look at the trajectory. Look at 2022.
He was appointed CEO of PMMC.
Yeah, I am not.
So don't you feel that he must account for that period?
You see, that is where the hypocrisy comes in.
Okay.
You see,
so
the hypocrisy comes in because yes, we can all sit here. I have a problem with that particular policy. Because this is a policy that has been incurring losses from 2022 to date.
Was Sammy Gyamfi in a position to have stopped it if there was something problematic
because that is not his policy. That is Bank of Ghana's policy.
I see you. You enter into an MOU. You don't have power to stop that MOU if it's
you are purchasing for the person. The person says that I am not in for profit. It's for policy intervention. So if there is anybody with authority to stop that particular point, it should be Bank of Ghana. Because Sammy Gyamfi is only acting as a conduit, buying the gold for you. You know, I am buying you the water.
Loss.
I'm buying you. You asked me to go and buy you water. I'm buying. You are not using it. You are still hoarding them. You have to determine that, this thing is bringing me a lot of losses. So you see, the hypocrisy is where Bank of Ghana has been jabbed over. And then GoldBod has been inserted into the frame of discussion, and Sammy Gyamfi is being bastardized, being demonized, being insulted as a person. When this whole transaction started in PMMC, nobody ever referenced PMMC. Nobody ever referenced the person in charge. Rather, it was Bank of Ghana. And you can go back. Dr. Bawumia on several occasions justified those losses in 2022, 2023, 2024 because the intervention wasn't for profit. He said because at the time we were in crisis. So we can agree today that our international reserve, if you look at what the IMF said in its report, that it has doubled, and the state is hoping to get over 30 billion and over. So we can end it here and say, this policy since 2022 to date has incurred a lot of losses. But let's end it. But separate it from the operations of Sammy Gyamfi outfit. That one, if you see, they are making reference to IMF report. There is nothing like IMF report. IMF report reference document from here, Bank of Ghana. So it is Bank of Ghana's audited account that was used by IMF for this particular exercise.
Lawyer Falker, let me bring you in. The issue of losses, and of course, GoldBod, as you know, didn't exist until somewhere May, April. In fact, their funding came later in the year. So the CEO says, you can't bring us into this.
Yeah, so Blessed, I was on my feet making some submission before you cut me in on the office sharing arrangement and the sole source practice. Like a chamber, we have a sole source practitioner who deals with his cases solely. And we have office sharing arrangements in law firms that practice office sharing spaces. And we have fully fledged law firms with juniors and seniors who practice it. But there are certain matters that requires the direct prosecution of the senior in chamber. That if the senior in chamber elects or the client prefers the senior in chamber to lead that charge, you cannot relegate that to a junior. Maybe you are in a law firm, you have a junior who is less than 2 years in practice. And a high-profile case like what is going on that we are debating about, you leave that in the care of your junior, that your law firm will lose that brief. Certainly, because if the person feels that he wants a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old lawyer to handle that matter, there are so many within the market space, but prefers that he wants somebody with some diligent experience in terms of the practice of law to be able to serve the interest of the person. So let's get that clearly and not band-aid around as if somebody is trying to hoodwink the efforts of judicial processes in Ghana. On the issue of GoldBod and the Bank of Ghana losses, it is sad that statutory bodies sometimes approbate and reprobate. When it comes to profits, we say that, glorify us because we have helped to stabilize the city, we have helped to do this. But when there are losses, then we try to shift the goalposts and try to bring in other institutions that we feel that they have to take it. If your sole mandate is to buy gold from artisanal or small-scale mining operations in Ghana, your focus should be on that leg and nothing else. But if you rope yourself into monetary policy and fiscal policy practices in Ghana, where fiscal policy is managed by the Ministry of Finance and monetary policy is managed by the Bank of Ghana, then when there are blames, then you must also find yourself squarely to be blamed, because when the gains come, you put yourself in to be hailed and to be cherished in that manner. Who buys gold for Bank of Ghana? The domestic gold purchase program was a Bank of Ghana initiative and was being led by PMMC. At the time, PMMC was not the sole producer or the sole buyer of gold in Ghana. It was not the sole buyer of gold in Ghana. So other well-meaning companies could also have sold their gold to the Bank of Ghana and other things because they needed gold. But under our current regime, the fiscal policy or the legislation as we have it today is that GoldBod is the sole statutory body tasked with the responsibility of buying gold locally and selling it locally, or selling it internationally, both locally and internationally. So, if the Bank of Ghana, in just 1 year, fiscal year, makes losses of 22 billion, which translates into about 1.8 billion US, just gold purchase program. What is the essence of the gold purchase program? And you see, people will start enumerating that in 2021, the losses were 73 million, 2022, it was this. When you lump all of these together, it does not even meet halfway the losses that were made in 2022, the gargantuan losses. You remember the Occupy Bank of Ghana demonstrations, where some words were churned out, that the governor must leave office, blah, 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 because they are making losses. What can be said about this? 22 billion in just a single year. We don't know what they are sitting on. And this is where a bird is sitting on its egg. You can't count the numbers, but even as and when the bird is still sitting on the egg, you can count the eggs under the belly of the hen. What begins that the bird is no more sitting on the egg, that you can see the eggs lying and counting them. Then it tells you that the situation will be what? Will be blown out of proportion. But for the intervention of the IMF with its Article 4 consultations that revealed this gargantuan loss of 22 billion Ghana cedis to the people of Ghana. But for this, nobody would have known this. The governor of the Bank of Ghana has made several interventions, had appeared before certain bodies to be able to account for their stewardship. But this never came up until the IMF mediations. That led to the uncovering of these 22 billion Ghana cedis. So, Blessed, it is sad that you buy gold and make huge losses of this nature. And we must also state emphatically clear that the prices of gold on the world market has gone all-time high as far as the sales of gold on the world market stage is concerned within the last 2 years. an ounce of gold sells on the world market stage at a very, how do we call it, appreciating prices. Unlike at the time that Ashanti Goldfields was merged with Anglo Gold Ashanti of South Africa because we were making losses. At the time, the price of gold on the world market declined every day. Every day there was a decline, and they were making huge losses as a company. So they needed to hedge and make impact. But now, the price on the world market, we are making gains, several gains. There comes that we make purchases and make losses, and we are making all that of deductions out of this. Right. Can that justify why the Ghanaian people are not suffering? Who pays off these 22 billion Ghana cedis? These were the legitimate questions that Sammy Gyamfi asked the people, asked the MPP in 2024 during the Occupy Bank of Ghana demonstration. There is the Ghanaian people that are going to pay for these debts, and that they need the governor to be present to account to them. And they gave for how many days? 2 weeks. 21 days or 2 weeks. That if the governor did not appear, then they will force the governor out of office. Right. That was about 9 billion. But now we're having about 22 billion. And they say we should not talk.
All right.
If you mention anything, then you are being hoodwinked. Insults and abuses. It has not been get of public office. Hold it. And I am sad that the code of conduct for public officers that His Excellency the President promulgated is not being put to judicial suit. Because for government accountability series to be reduced to bare insults in this magnitude because the people of Ghana are asking questions, it doesn't matter the status of the person who is asking the question. All right. But at least you are standing the steed of public office, and you are delivering public service to the public good.
All right, Doc. Let me give you the final take on this because unfortunately we're running out of time.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me put this out there as an analogy to explain. All right. So you sell kenkey, all right, and your kenkey is premium kenkey. And to do that, you have contracted a corn miller to supply you with dough. So the corn miller's job is to buy corn, grind it, package it, and give you dough. The corn miller has delivered his dough to you, all right? You have paid him, done, sealed. He's walked away. You've taken the corn dough, turned it into kenkey, and then you've used the proceeds from the kenkey to support your family, the family here being the economy. But you made a loss. And you made a loss because you chose to be charitable. So you sold the kenkey at a discount. Or suddenly, well, prices of fuel wood were so high that you made a loss. Do you come and blame the corn miller? No, you don't.
In this case, it's a finished product.
Just 1 second. Yeah. In this case, in this particular case, the corn miller is GoldBod. All right. The kenkey seller is the Bank of Ghana. So what the opposition have done here is to go into your coffers and finding nothing, they have gone in to blame the corn miller for being the reason why you run your losses. What's the logic in that? It doesn't work.
The kenkey is a final product, isn't it?
The kenkey is what?
It's a final product.
Yeah,
at the end of the chain.
Yeah, at the end of the chain. But you had reached a deal with me to supply with corn meal, and you had paid me for it and have walked away. That is why my books are clean. My books have a surplus because I had done my job and you have paid me. So that chain breaks at that point.
So if you make a profit as the corn miller, are you going to take credit for the kenkey, the loss of the kenkey?
Did you tell me at the point where I delivered the goods to you that I hadn't done a good job? No, you didn't.
Yeah, but do you get my point?
Okay, which is what?
You don't take credit for the profit or otherwise of the kenkey.
Fantastic, but GoldBod has not until they said, first of all, they said GoldBod had made a loss. And when they couldn't find that in the books, and the books are clean, the facts are clear, the Auditor General is our auditor in this country. So how, a document by colonizer, how a document by colonizer, how a document by a foreign institution, all right? Yes, by Bretton Woods institution, all right? It's just supposed to be more important.
But you took money from the same IMF when you needed the money. You didn't claim that the US dollar was colonial.
Which is why we don't
took the money.
We didn't, which is why we don't want to go back to him again. And that is exactly what GoldBod is for. Look, GoldBod is only 2 years old, no, less than 2 years old. If GoldBod was your baby, how old will it be?
Okay.
He will be saying daddy. He will be trying to walk. And this same institution that is still a baby is produced all that we have today. Okay, why don't we say that, look, this baby will make mistakes. So let's prop him up.
I get that.
Let's fix
Can we clear the last one off the table before we go?
Yes.
The Auditor General, what exactly did she audit? Did she audit GoldBod or GoldBod PMMC inclusive?
I think everything within that year was audited. I remember it was never GoldBod.
We have to get
yes. We can. I think it was entirety of the thing. One of the things they said was that
it's an entire GoldBod operation.
It's an entire GoldBod operation. I remember GoldBod itself never started its operations until quite recently. Yes. So whatever they were doing was under the domestic GoldBod.
So you agree with me? That if you're auditing GoldBod,
yes,
you wouldn't post dates.
No, but you go to when PMC at 2025, which is when they actually started their operations. But listen, the point is this. The fees come from Parliament. They are not GoldBod's fees. GoldBod does not charge anybody a fee except those fees, delivered by or sort of approved by Parliament itself, of which the opposition or the macro minority was part of. So it cannot be said that GoldBod has gone and charged fees and as a result is profiteering. No, it is not the case.
All right. Quick one. I think it is also not true that had it not been IMF, this particular report, this thing would have been hidden from Ghanaian. These reports were actually handpicked from Bank of Ghana's.
And it's actually a Bank of Ghana account.
So whoever was interested,
if you read the profile, if you read everything, it's Bank of Ghana.
Right. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks to Ivan.
This is how far we have come for today. Please, if you have not yet subscribed, do so. Hit the notification bell, turn it on to keep you updated, because we have a lot coming your way and you cannot afford to mix ups. Do leave a comment, because Ivan has said a lot of things which need attention. And we want your thoughts on what he said, whether it's true or not. We are in a democratic world and we need your view on what he said. I've agreed with a lot of things he said, but I don't know of you. Leave your comments at the comment section. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.